Good morning. It's so good to have you all with us this morning. Co-hosting with me is Representative Kevin Brooks, and we're laughing because
we're just having a good time.
It's live TV.
Why not?
And voices from the mountains holler at us a lot. We're going to talk about the weather real quickly for just a minute. I think they're going to put something up on the screen, maybe, and let us know what the weather is going to be.
We have weather today, Nancy. Yes.
We do have weather today, and
there it is.
Okay. Today, oh goodness, it's not going to be 90, it's just going to be 89 with a low of 68 and a chance of rain.
Surprise.
Absolutely. And tomorrow we have a chance of rain. And 84 with a low of 67, and Saturday mostly sunny.
There we go, 88.
That's right, but that mostly sunny leaves us still.
Low of 67.
Mm-hmm.
Won't that be lovely?
I can't believe we're
Delightful.
not going to be in the 90s. This is wonderful. So folks, enjoy these days. This should be really, really nice.
In the high 80s.
High 80s. That's better than the high 90s.
Sponsored by Volunteer Electric.
There you go.
Who will be with us shortly.
He will be with us shortly.
That's a good segue.
It is. That was a wonderful segue.
We should do this more often.
We really should. When are you available again? We'll do this. We do have with us Dr. Tommy Wright, who's the CFO at Cleveland State, and it's wonderful to see Tommy this morning. I know Tommy's family. I've just really enjoyed his wife Tracy and his daughter, and so we're just tickled to death to have you with us today.
Good to be here, Nancy.
Tell us a little bit about what Cleveland State is doing right now. I know it's summer session.
We're still busy. We're taking advantage of some of the lighter class schedules to kind of gear up some of our renovations. We just completed 3 out of 4 science lab renovations.
That's
so we
great.
spent about $1.5 million renovating some science labs. We're completing an air conditioning project in our gymnasium. It'll be finished early September.
Oh, good.
So that'll be a nice
Our other
addition.
guest is happy to hear you're adding
We're
air
running it
conditioning.
as fast as we can.
Adding air conditioning.
That's right. Big units.
That's right.
Big units.
So we're doing that, and we're trying to plan a little bit for the upcoming year and the future. One of the things that I think at Cleveland State that we are going to certainly begin a heavier emphasis on is giving back to the community. And so we're going to try to create opportunities for as much foot traffic on our campus as possible. Doing events on campus, I think we really want to concentrate on trying to get selling the campus is best when people experience it.
Mm-hmm.
So when
Right.
they get to the campus, ideally they experience an event and then they send a kid, a grandkid, hey, look at Cleveland State for an opportunity for school. So we are really creating a lot of opportunities this coming year for that. So we think our facilities are getting back to the point. We went through a little time period there where we needed to spend some money on our infrastructure, and over the last year or so we've done that. We've reinvested in ourselves.
The campus is beautiful, I know you'll
It
agree.
is.
We,
It is
we come to
beautiful.
a number of events, Dr. Wright, the auditorium, the gymnasium, as you know, different events around campus, and it's always beautiful. And somebody cooks an amazing egg casserole. I don't know who's in charge of that,
I'll tell John you thought
but
that was nice.
just an amazing, I look forward to that. Every year that we get the invitation from Dr. Height, come for breakfast and they make this great Cleveland State egg casserole.
Well, I can guarantee you'll have more opportunities to visit our campus.
Well,
We are heavily going to explore and emphasize every opportunity that we can.
Fantastic.
That is
So-
great. Now, just because he's a legislator, is that why he gets that egg casserole?
Nancy, we'll say anyone, bring a friend.
There we go.
All right.
Everybody was
Very
in
good,
there,
because
yeah.
that's would be another first for me. I've never had the Cleveland State egg casserole.
fantastic.
If you've co-hosted, bring a friend, right?
All right, that's it.
I
The
love it. That's
co-hosting
great.
casserole.
There you go.
That's what we'll call it.
There you go. I saw in last night's banner, which I love to give them as much publicity as I can because I can't go to bed at night until I've read the banner. But your financial aid deadline is July the 29th, and so people need to know about that.
Correct. You know, financial aid is a cumbersome process. It doesn't matter how you go about it. I was listening to the president at Austin Peay State University, who's a trained lawyer, and if I remember correctly, his son started school last year, and about this time last year, he said to a group of us that he was completely lost trying to get his student through the enrollment process.
Ditto.
And we experienced the same thing. So it's amazing that the steps that you have to go through to get into school, and one of those typically is going through that financial aid process.
So if you're planning on going to college, you don't need to wait until this month right now to start this fall.
That would be best.
That's true.
It
Very
creates
true.
complications all the way around, and can be a much easier process if you follow the deadlines. But that is a complicated piece too. But usually there are deadlines, well, suggested time periods for doing some things back in February. But typically most families don't have their tax forms by that time, which means then you have to, as a campus, touch the student aid forms twice. But that's the way it works.
And Dr. Wright, is a lot of that available online?
It is, and it's gotten a lot easier now to do that. But still, for us, a lot of our students, and across the country, a lot of the students are still first-generation college students. And while the students understand the technology, the questions being asked are of the parents' income, so and information about the parents. So the students understand how to use the computers and the technology, but they've got to set the parents down, and sometimes that's a learning curve.
Do you ever find that some of the parents don't even still have computers in their homes?
Oh, it's amazing.
Because I thought about that the other day. I saw somebody advertising something. It was one of the news networks on Channel 3 or something. Go to our website and see what you need to find out about such and such. And I thought, what if you don't have
What if you don't have
a
one?
computer?
Yeah, and it makes it tough. I mean, I know that you can argue that libraries and schools have computers, but you know, a lot of the students that are economically disadvantaged depend on the school buses after school. So if the only time they have to use a computer or to get to a library is impacted by transportation, you're still in the same boat. So not being able to access those computers at the times that you need them. So
Absolutely.
Very true. Very true.
I have been to a couple of things at your new Performing Arts Center. That is wonderful. We need those in Cleveland. We have some on Lee's campus. Now we have one on your campus, and I think that's great because I'm one of those people who would love to see a play going on every day of the year. And
I would too, Nancy. Just anything you can send our way.
Well,
you know, one of the things that we said we're going to concentrate on this year is that our overhead is lower than many places. We don't carry debt on our facilities, so we are able to essentially just break even, you know, not lose money along the way. So
that's
for us,
wonderful.
we
You're
want,
probably
wonderful.
one of the few
Yeah.
that's
It
not
must be
losing.
very rare.
yeah.
Yes.
So
Same thing.
we want to create that foot traffic. Every kickboxing dance studio that wants to come, please, you know, give us a consideration anyway, and let us explore that.
Did you say kickboxing and
And
dance?
either way.
Do they combine those?
In
Because
combination.
I'd like to see that.
Point.
Why not?
I mean, really, let's
Why not?
whatever will
Mixed
bring-
martial arts or something. I don't know what that
whatever.
is.
That's right.
But it's a beautiful facility now that it's been redone, and I know that's a lot of that's thanks to the Johnston family for helping do
Yes.
that. And I think it's a wonderful asset for you all here. Now, tell me a little bit about some of your two-year programs.
Sure. We have, you know, now I guess you could say world-renowned math recognition for
Yes,
our
you do.
redesign of our mathematics, and we've been certainly staking a lot of publicity on that. We've been getting a lot of attention to that. We are actually working now on hosting, I believe it's 6 national math conferences here, where some of the people involved with this math redesign have been going on the road and explaining what we've done, and we decided we're the ones that did this. Why don't you come see us? So
It's
we
wonderful.
are bringing those events here for this upcoming year. So that's a very strong program for us. Our nursing program is also
Right.
an extremely strong program. I hear from the folks in the community and elsewhere that our nursing graduates are very prepared and do well in the market. We, you know, it's not necessarily a 2-year program, but our law enforcement training program, Law Enforcement Academy, is also a very strong program, though, for us, and that's widely recognized and very important to us. So, you know, we have something for everybody, and I like to think of the fact that if you consider here at Cleveland State those first 2 years, think of the money that you've saved.
That's right.
Absolutely.
And as you read articles recently and about financial aid and college debt, I think that we probably need to concentrate on trying to do that speed to degree, trying to get there with the least cost. A lot of times students and families don't recognize that whole cost when it's, how long does it take to pay that aid back off?
Many years.
And you know,
Coming from a person that did that.
It
yeah.
does, it does, and that's a big thing that's now coming into the public knowledge, is the fact that some of these kids graduate from college with
Tremendous.
$60,000 worth of
Tremendous
debt
debt.
before they even start out.
There was a recent stat that came out in the last 6-8 weeks that said that college loan debt now outweighs credit card debt.
My stars.
And so there was a CNN piece on it, and it said that there were some people anticipating that was the next big issue was loan debt.
And Dr. Wright, also, there's so much here on campus locally that we hear about in Nashville, about your solar initiatives.
Yes.
And the things that you are doing right here in Cleveland. Of course, we're getting ready to welcome Wacker Corporation, and there's so much happening in that world, the solar world, green energy, and you all are really setting a standard and being recognized for what you're doing, and we're so proud of that.
You're getting ready to do a green incubator, I believe.
We are doing, and it's already broken ground, and they're working on that. I'm glad you mentioned the technology side of that. We are under design now for renovating our technology building. We're adding a 4,000-foot, 2-story open bay type of expansion for industry and business to explore that for the future. We're adding that next spring, essentially the spring session next year, and then during the summer we'll do an interior renovation of that technology building down by the other incubator on the south side of the campus.
Great.
And on that facility we anticipate having an entire solar roof on
Wow.
that. So
Fantastic.
as part of that we're going to have that, and we hope to take that whole concept and spread it across the entire campus. So in another year to 18 months, I'd love to be able to share some photographs, and we'll do some things. But right now we're working on that. We believe that we have gotten through the obstacles to make that happen.
Cleveland State, the solar campus.
That's right, the solar campus.
I love it.
That is
It's
great.
fantastic.
Here we talk about nicknames that Mayor Tom's wanting for the city, but
Why
now
not?
we've already got one for Cleveland
Right.
State.
Tell Dr. Height.
We're going to tell him, let
Little
the sun shine
solar
here.
collar on the cougar.
That's right.
Oh, Tommy, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thanks,
This is
Nancy.
Dr. Tommy Wright from Cleveland State. He's the CFO. That means he's the man that takes care of the money. But he's also very knowledgeable and going on vacation tomorrow. Actually, a business working trip.
My family will enjoy some vacation time.
That's right.
I'll be busy.
Wear your Cleveland State shirt.
Yes,
Lala.
I
yes,
do.
he'll be going
Good.
to Florida
Good.
tomorrow. And Tommy, thank you so much for being on
Thanks,
with us
Nancy.
today. We
Be safe.
really
Thanks,
do
Kevin.
Be well.
appreciate it. We really do. We'll take a little commercial break here, and we'll come back with Robert McCarty from Volunteer Electric. That's not right, but I'll tell you where he's from in just a minute.
Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland, is your #1 Dodge Chrysler and Jeep dealer in this area. Stop by and see the brand new 2011 Chrysler 200. The 200 is essentially a new nameplate with a significant facelift to the outgoing 2010 Chrysler Sebring. A beautiful vehicle at an unbeatable price. And while you're there, check out the all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee and the newly designed Dodge Durango. Redesigned, revamped, and reinvigorated. Yes, the Dodge Durango is back, bigger and better than ever. Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep offers a complete parts and service department with qualified service technicians to fix and repair your vehicle. So for your next brand new or pre-owned vehicle, make it Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland.
Hello, I'm Pastor Greg Casto of the United Christian Church here at 2200 Peerless Road, Cleveland, Tennessee. I want you to make plans right now to be here at our Holy Ghost Camp Meeting 2011 with signs, wonders, and miracles. Why don't you go to our website right now and get all the information, or call the number on the screen, because you're not going to want to miss these day service, evening service, great speakers, choirs, singers, such great talent. You're going to want to be here in Cleveland, Tennessee.
I'm Wes Robbins with Landmark Insurance Brokerage. When it comes to employee benefits, we've got you covered. Call me today for the best service and best solutions to your group health and employee benefits needs. At Landmark Insurance Brokerage, we've got you covered.
I'm Dr. James Markham, host of the television program Heart of Health, seen right here on WTNB television. Thursday at 7 o'clock, Friday at 8 a.m., or Sunday at 3:30 p.m.
Volunteer Ridipest LLC has been serving Cleveland and the surrounding areas for over 40 years. Their qualified, experienced technicians are trained in all the latest techniques to keep your home pest-free. Volunteer Ridipest LLC offers Mosquito Guard, which keeps mosquitoes out of your yard and out of your life. Their monthly and quarterly treatments are backed by their 100% money-back guarantee. For all your pest removal needs, call Volunteer Ridipest LLC today at 423-472-7736.
Oh,
So I can remember that one.
Good morning, and we're back. And
Thank
it's so
goodness.
good, absolutely. You know,
This
these
is like
quiet
Regis
times.
and Kelly.
Right. That's it.
I'm really excited about this.
Well,
Regis.
it's live TV, folks, so just whatever, you know. We're just really, and I'm going to get it right this time, we're glad to have Robert McCarty with us, and he's from Volunteer Energy Cooperative. And so many times we've called it Volunteer Electric, but it's Volunteer Energy Cooperative.
Threw everybody a curve a few years back, and they renamed, went from Volunteer Electric to Volunteer Energy, but
Because you're more than electric.
it all worked.
You have
We
electric
expanded a little
and
bit
propane.
past propane. We do some metered propane and
Fabulous.
some natural gas.
Fabulous.
Well, we're so glad to have Robert today. And Tom Wheeler at Cleveland Utilities is a dear friend of mine. But when I called Robert, I said, look, you all need equal time because everybody's had Cleveland Utilities on to talk about everything they did during the disaster. But I know for a fact, because the first tornado hit out in my neighborhood, out off of Lower River Road, and I know that's part of your all's grid. And so you guys have been working just about as hard as the other people, if not harder. So tell us a little bit about that, Robert.
Well, we were particularly hard hit, you're right, and we have a 17 county service area. We go
Yes.
from the Kentucky line to the Georgia line, so we're all spread out. But during that set of storms, it was the southern part of our service area, Bradley County, McMinn County, particularly hard hit, Polk County, and Blue Springs Road area, Highway 750, County Road 750 area, two just very particularly hard hit areas. But what was different about this, it was almost as extensive a damage as we had in the blizzard of '93 way back, just very extensive damage. But it came wave after wave after wave. And so a lot of our linemen out there restoring power, only to have another wave come through. For the first time in their career, some of our linemen were saying they were running for cover.
Wow.
They just had to run for cover as the next wave comes through. So I have no doubt we have some customers whose power went out in the first wave, we get it back up, it goes out again in the second wave or third. So I have no doubt we had several customers who went in and out through the whole thing. But we did suffer a lot of extensive damage. About 180 power poles were destroyed.
Totally gone.
Totally gone.
That you had to replace.
Had to absolutely
That's
replace
a lot
them.
of replacement.
And it's a very labor-intensive job.
Oh, sure.
Putting in a power pole. So we were pretty pleased with our guys. They got out there. They got it done fairly quickly. I know somebody who was out of power for 2 or 3 days. It sure didn't seem quick to them. And we certainly sympathize with that, but we did have guys going around the clock, and we did have a lot of help from other utilities. That's one great thing about the utility industry is when somebody's having trouble in one part of the country, we'll go out and send crews out there to help them, and when we're having trouble, they come in and help us.
Yeah,
And
it's a reciprocal type thing.
And
It
we
really
saw
is.
the trucks from other communities with the names on the side. Did you all were you able to send people back out? I know Joplin had a problem and some other areas. Were we able to send people out?
We have. Now I know that the last big, huge effort we had was down Katrina and things like that, and we sent a lot of crews down there for that.
great.
And it was really neat to see some crews from down there come back
Come
up
back to help
and
us.
say,
I thought that was
"Hey, we're
neat.
here to pay you back."
It's great.
And it was wonderful.
That is great. I know that on the 27th, we're on VEC, and our power was just out for 4 or 5 hours. I mean, we were not in an area that was hit. We were on the other side of Lower River Road where the Mount Zion on the other side was hit. But we were very, very fortunate. But we've been very, very fortunate with VEC ever since we've been one of your customers. We really enjoy the service that we get from you all.
Well, thank you. I
And
appreciate that.
I told Patty Hurley is a dear friend of mine, and that's who I thought I was calling the day. And Robert answered the phone, and I said, "Oh, well, while I have you on the phone, how about coming on TV with us?" Yes, and he said that was part of his job. So I think that's great. One thing that you all do that I love, I think it's wonderful, is you round up our utility bill every month. And that extra, like if my utility bill was 5 cents, you round it up to the 95 to $1, and then you donate that back to your communities in your service areas. But I think I noticed that this month's donations all went to the disaster relief.
Yes. Great.
Which I thought that
Thank
was
you.
great.
Sure did. It's a really neat program.
It
It's
is.
one that I feel very fortunate to be involved with. It's one that makes you feel good about going into work every morning.
Right.
When you're getting involved in stuff like that, and over several years now, it's more than $3 million. Those nickels and
That's
dimes just
amazing.
add up so much. It is absolutely amazing. And people who choose to round their bill up to the next dollar will take that change and pool that change. Nickels, dimes. Probably lose as much money in your car seats and your couch cushions
That's
and
right.
stuff like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Nobody really misses that much, but when you pool all that together, it's more than $30,000 a month. And like I say, in several years now, it's been over $3 million.
$3 million. That's a lot of change that you're
That
making
is.
in our community.
Exactly. Your change changes things.
Really?
That's what we like to say.
It does.
Truly.
And I always love getting my VEC newsletter so that I can see who you all have given money to, because I know there's 2 areas in Bradley County. The last newsletter, the Imagination Library and the Lions Vision Program. Both of those are great programs, and both of those received grants from you all, and I think that's wonderful. And I look at all those things that are listed in the newsletter. I love reading your newsletter, by the way. And the Boy Scouts and the elderly and the Meals on Wheels. And I mean, you all are all kinds of things.
I think that's a very important point too, that you are a current VEC customer. I'm a former VEC customer. Just how many of us in Bradley County are served by VEC, and just how much you all are a part of our community. I think it's a very important thing.
Absolutely.
Well, and we are owned by the community. Being the cooperative, it's the people who use our electricity, get their electricity from VEC. They own VEC. They're all part owners. They elect a board of directors who are going to administer the cooperative, make the decisions on how it's going to be run and things like that.
So Nancy's your boss.
She's my boss. Am I doing
about that?
okay? Do I get a
That's
raise?
scary thought,
about that,
Robert. I
Nancy?
would love to give you a raise, but let me tell you, you can apply online for a grant from VEC, and we'll see
Sure
if we can
can.
get you that. Yeah, right. But you can, and it's a simple little process to apply for that grant. It's not like a major, like I've written grants for Tennessee Arts Commission before, and they're like 25 pages long, but it's a simple little process that you fill out. Just tell people why you need the money.
Right, and it's like I say, it's fairly simple. We're looking for booster groups, anybody like that, literacy, hunger relief, I mean, just the whole gamut of things. But we are looking for those community organizations who are out there in the communities on the front lines, and we want to give them a little bit of support.
Absolutely.
And I just appreciate so much those customers, our bosses like you, who opt into that program and decide to allow us to round the bill and do that. They're the real heroes. They're the ones who are making this program click.
Well, y'all made it so easy for us. I mean, it's just a matter of
Oh yeah.
rounding out your utility bill.
And how easy is that?
I mean, it's just, when I try to balance a checkbook, I'd rather it not have some kind of little strange number,
So you do that too?
Yes,
I
we
do
just
that.
round it off, and then at the end of the month, you don't balance quite, but you do have more money than the bank says you
That,
do.
that frustrates my wife when I
It's
just
terribly
round up.
frustrating to my husband, but that's, that's the way to do it. You just
I
round
should have
it up.
married you, Nancy.
That's true.
That's right, you've got your rounders and your exact, and
I know.
they don't mix well.
No. That's the type A, type B personalities, and we have one of each of those at our house. But Volunteer Electric, now you had said you have how many counties in
17.
17.
17.
All are part of 17
I know you go
counties.
all the way up to Byrdstown
Yes, sir.
and all the way down to, you don't have Chattanooga, do you?
Benton, no.
Okay.
No, okay. We have some Hamilton County around Harrison Bay,
Yeah.
that area, but we don't go into Chattanooga.
Okay.
See, that's a great tagline, from Byrdstown to Benton.
There you go.
VEC. There
You're
go.
right,
You can
I'm
have
You
all
are
for
that.
us
just too
today.
You
clever.
can have that right there.
It's his Grande Starbucks that has done it for him, I'm telling you, Robert. But
I don't think I'm ready for Starbucks. I wouldn't know how to order, but
I wouldn't either, but
Just call
Kevin
me.
ordered
Text
that.
okay, there we go.
But not while you're driving. Don't text while you're driving.
Now, y'all have a wonderful facility out on Georgetown Road.
Right.
But is that your headquarters?
No, that's a new office that we've built out there. Our headquarters are in Decatur. It's a little more centrally located from the Byrdstown to Benton thing, as our central office is in Decatur. But we do have a new office that we just opened for Georgetown and Harrison area, Hamilton County, in addition to the Cleveland office that we have. So we have 9 different offices that are hopefully spread out well enough to be a little convenient for our customers. But you know, with the internet now, so many people taking advantage of vec.org to pay bills, administer their account, make some simple changes, and we have an interactive voice response phone system where people can handle a lot of account things. The drop-ins to the office are actually going down a little bit.
Where's home, Robert?
I live in Ringgold, Georgia.
Wonderful.
So I drive a
you
little
were
bit to
hit
work.
too, then.
So
Right.
we got hit.
Wow.
That tornado, I was pretty fortunate. The TV and the telephone and the internet all went out and everything like that, but the electricity stayed on.
Good.
So good job, North Georgia. Appreciate that.
Absolutely.
They're a cooperative as well, like we are.
Well, thanks for driving all the way in.
Oh,
Spend
well,
some tax
appreciate it.
dollars while you're here.
Yeah,
need-
we'll do it.
This is your state legislator at work here.
And it's true. Now, you made reference earlier about how busy he is. I've seen these guys in action. 61 people every hour asking them if they've got a minute. They have to say no a lot, but he said yes to us this morning, and we appreciate that.
We do.
really
we
do.
appreciate
And we
Kevin.
appreciate VEC always
we
coming.
really do.
Thank you, Nancy.
And we're so glad that it's Volunteer Energy Cooperative, and we're going to get that right. Robert, thank you so much for being with us today. We really, really appreciate it. And
thank you for
like
having
I
me.
say, I wanted VEC to have a little bit of moment here because I knew that your boys were out busting their humps, the same as Cleveland Utilities, which Cleveland Utilities are great guys, don't get me wrong. But I wanted VEC to come in and have a moment to tell us a little bit about what you all do. So we really do thank you, Robert, for being with us
And
today.
thanks for powering up Nancy.
Thank you. That's where she gets all her
I
energy.
think
The
it's a
coffee or
Starbucks.
the
I think it's a Starbucks. But this is my first Starbucks. I'm just crazy about it. This is wonderful. But Robert, thank you so much. And it's vec.org. If anybody needs to know any information, vec.org.
Exactly. And a lot of energy saving tools. We'll actually work with you to spend less on our product. Not many companies do that. It's a wacky business model, but it works for us. We want your utility bill to be low. We really do. We don't make a profit. So we just as soon have a low bill. www.vec.org. Some great tools for saving some money as well.
Isn't that great?
That's great. That
really
is
is
great. I mean, anything educational we need, and
Like
that's
it.
telling us how to do some things. So I'm going to the shop and Google you all up and see what I can find out about
Save some money.
saving energy. That's exactly right. We're going to take a little commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland, is your #1 Dodge Chrysler and Jeep dealer in this area. Stop by and see the brand new 2011 Chrysler 200. The 200 is essentially a new nameplate with a significant facelift to the outgoing 2010 Chrysler Sebring. A beautiful vehicle at an unbeatable price. And while you're there, check out the all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee and the newly designed Dodge Durango. Redesigned, revamped, and reinvigorated. Yes, the Dodge Durango is back, bigger and better than ever. Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep offers a complete parts and service department with qualified service technicians to fix and repair your vehicle. So for your next brand new or pre-owned vehicle, make it Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland.
Volunteer Ridipest LLC has been serving Cleveland and the surrounding areas for over 40 years. Their qualified, experienced technicians are trained in all the latest techniques to keep your home pest-free. Volunteer Ridipest LLC offers Mosquito Guard, which keeps mosquitoes out of your yard and out of your life. Their monthly and quarterly treatments are backed by their 100% money-back guarantee. For all your pest removal needs, call Volunteer Ridipest LLC today at 423-472-7736.
I'm Dr. James Markham, host of the television program Heart of Health, seen right here on WTNB television, Thursday at 7 o'clock, Friday at 8 a.m., or Sunday at 3:30 p.m.
Hello, I'm Pastor Greg Casto of the United Christian Church here at 2200 Peerless Road, Cleveland, Tennessee. I want you to make plans right now to be here at our Holy Ghost Camp Meeting 2011 with signs, wonders, and miracles. Why don't you go to our website right now and get all the information or call the number on the screen, because you're not going to want to miss these day service, evening service, great speakers, choirs, singers, such great talent. You're going to want to be here in Cleveland, Tennessee.
I'm Kathy Guy with Landmark Insurance Brokerage. Call us today for all your personal insurance needs. With 28 years in the insurance business, I have the solutions and pricing you are looking for. At Landmark Insurance Brokerage, we've got you covered.
Welcome. It's good to see you all back. I hope you're still with us. And
71 degrees.
it is 71 degrees. I've been told I'm supposed to tell you all that currently at 7-11,
Talk about the weather.
71 degrees. And
That's
yes,
a song, I think.
The voice from the mountains told me to mention the weather. So you see that today it's going to be 89 with a low of 68 and a chance of rain. And tomorrow we have another chance of rain, 84 with a low of 67. But Saturday, mostly sunny, 88 with a low of 67. And we're thrilled to death that we're not in the 90s.
3 straight days of high 80s.
That's right. And that
No
is
90s.
wonderful. Now, the humidity will probably be 100%.
That's exactly
but,
right. And it
and
will feel like we're in the
that's
90s.
exactly right.
You know,
Absolutely.
if it rains, I can't go mountain biking.
Are you a
Our
mountain
next
biker?
guest says,
I'm
if it
trying to
rains-
be.
Our next guest is Byron Winters. He's with Landmark Financial and Insurance. Did I say that right? Landmark Insurance and Financial. Landmark. He's with Landmark. You saw his commercial just a
That's right.
second before.
What?
You didn't watch the commercial?
What an
I
amazing segue.
did, but Kevin was talking and he disturbed me, so I couldn't.
It's a landmark day. It's your first Starbucks.
It's a landmark day. There
and
we
we
go.
have Byron Winters to talk
And we
about
have
it.
Byron to talk to us about.
Landmark Insurance and Brokerage.
And
folks.
brokerage.
Come on,
Okay, I
gotta
knew
get
you did
that.
financials.
You
I
gotta
knew
pull
you did
through for me,
brokerage.
Nancy.
Because honestly, I
There it is
thought-
on the screen, right there.
Very good. Because I thought, now if I have to talk finance today, then somebody needs to tell me some questions to
Oh,
ask
good.
about finances. Because I'm one of those people that thinks you should buy high and sell low.
Well, we just talked
And
about
that's
rounding
not
up our
good.
checkbook.
Rounding up. That's,
So
so, you know, that's
Our
we are-
broker is now here to tell us
So
that's not what
Byron
we
is
should
going
do.
to, first of all, tell me where you're located, Byron.
We're located across from the YMCA on Stewart Road, the old Coppinger building,
Yeah,
as
of course.
folks might.
know exactly where it is.
They
Booming
refurbed it.
location.
You have in my office lately. You know where I'm at.
It's a lovely building. It was refurbed, and it's
Right.
really, really nice office complex over there.
It's great.
And you're very easy to get to. You can come down
We
Stewart
like it.
Road or 20th Street or however you want to get there.
As long as they come, I don't care.
I figured. All right, now you are the insurance guy over at Landmark, so tell me a little bit about what you do.
Well, I'm a commercial and personal lines insurance producer. So in English, that's business insurance, general liability, workers' comp, commercial auto, and more. On the personal side, home and auto, boats, RVs, motorcycles,
It's great.
and more.
Just about everything.
Whatever
about
landmark
everything.
you've got,
That's it.
they can insure it.
Well, here's a question that I do want to ask you. You said home insurance.
I did say home insurance.
You did. Now, if someone has some really nice items in their home, do they need to additionally insure those items, or are you okay if you just blanket homeowner?
It's quite possible that you need some endorsements. Jewelry. Nancy has a lot of jewelry.
Yeah, right. I'm a
A
big
lot
jewelry
of
person.
And I would guess
Yeah.
very nice artwork.
I
I'm
do
just-
have some
I'm
nice
just-
artwork.
I'm
Yes,
just
I do.
guessing on that.
I have some nice artwork.
And furs.
And, oh yeah, lots of those too, yeah, right. But I do have some nice antique furniture. So how would someone go about, you know, if we needed to specify that this piece has been, you know, we've been told it's worth X amount of money.
Right.
Then how do we go about adding that to our insurance or something?
Well, depending on the value of the item. If it's more than $7,000 in one of our carriers' instances that we write all the time, then you need an appraisal. But every insurance carrier is going to be a little bit different. They're going to have a different value. They'll say, okay, below X dollars, no appraisal is necessary. Just make a note of it. And
great.
other carriers are going to want an appraisal over a certain value. So
You mentioned earlier, too, chance of rain. And I have learned in the last year about an umbrella policy. which is over and above your homeowner's insurance policy. Do you offer that at Landmark?
We
And
do offer umbrellas.
let's talk about that since there's a chance of rain. Our umbrella policy.
Umbrellas.
Segueing today has just been phenomenal. It really has.
Homeowners to umbrellas. Yeah, they go hand in hand when you have young teenage drivers,
Correct.
as Kevin does.
I have two.
I'm reminded of a story, and this will never happen with you because your kids are just where they need to be. But this gentleman, a banker in Chattanooga, his kids weren't where they needed to be, and his teenage son was involved in an accident in which his female companion, good friend, lost her life. And the parents found out very quickly that they weren't as good friends as they thought. Lawsuits ensued, and $1 million was awarded to the girl's family. And he did have an umbrella. Had he not had an umbrella, they could come after his boats, cars, home, his livelihood. But he had a $1 million umbrella, and so that's an easy example of where.
And it's over and above, just like the endorsements for expensive items in your home. It's over and above your policies, so that it is extra protection.
Extra
And
protection.
it's something that, unfortunately, in the society that we live in,
A lot
we
of people.
all have to think about the what ifs, and that's what you cover, the what ifs in life.
What ifs?
And you know, we have luckily segued into this today because Byron brought me something that I, to kind of follow along here. And he has been talking about auto insurance for the past couple of weeks. And so my little notes here suggested that we segue into homeowners, and we just
There we
went
go.
right into it. Absolutely.
As if we knew what we were
Dove in.
doing.
Absolutely. Now.
It's a miracle.
It does. Those
It's
things
a
happen.
miracle.
Absolutely, they do. I mean, really. Now, let's go back and touch on the disaster, April 27th a minute.
right.
Okay.
How impacted was your company from this?
Not terribly. We're a new agency here in town, a couple of years old. Some of the long-standing agencies, I'm not going to advertise for them, but you know who you are.
No, let's
That have
not,
been here
yes.
for years and years and years, had many more claims than we did. We were impacted, but not as badly as we could have been. So.
Now, let me ask you about this. This is something, every time our son moved when he was in college, and y'all know how that is, we stay somewhere 6 weeks and go somewhere else, we transferred renter's insurance. Now, do you all do renter's
We
insurance?
do offer renter's insurance. In fact, when folks come in, they don't own a home, and they want an auto quote, I kind of slide in a renter's policy quote because the two together, an auto and a renter's policy, oftentimes can be had cheaper, more cheaply, less expensive than a standalone auto policy and twice as much coverage. And so many renters out there don't have renter's insurance. They don't understand that it's not just your stuff in your house. If I'm renting an apartment and Kevin comes over, like he always does, to my house, and he comes and hangs out, and he were to trip and hurt himself, break
And
his
sue
neck, and sue me, then you also have liability coverage on renter's policy. And folks they think, well, my landlord's responsible. Your landlord's responsible for everything outside of the apartment, the yard, his exposure is outside the
And
four walls.
it actually also covers items in a car parked in front of. We found that out.
It sure can.
And we had renter's insurance. We're a big proponent of that. You cannot, in our opinion, in our family, cover yourself enough because you just never know. And we highly recommend that as well. We learned that very early on in the Brooks household.
Absolutely. And renter's insurance, we learned that with our child.
Sure.
It's a nominal fee for renter's insurance. I mean, it's just wonderful to know that, especially when your child's in college and
right.
you're not really sure exactly what's happening at their abode.
Do they really move every 6 weeks?
No, really, ours didn't. He did move 4 times his freshman year.
Oh my.
That's right. And the first 3 times.
Every 3 months. So.
Yeah, first.
As the father of a college freshman, I'm going to have to make a call.
Well, the first year, Flavis went 3 times to MTSU to help move, and the 4th
Nice
time he
stuff.
just said, "You're on your own."
You're on your own.
That's right. To make up your mind where you want to live. And of course, he was in the dorm the whole time. But I mean, it was moving from dorm to dorm to dorm. But he
I
had
wish
a
my
little
mom would
tragic
come and move me
situation.
when I was in college. That never happened. The first time.
I just moved
First time it
floors
did.
at my dorm at Lee. I just kept moving up and down.
But see, if you're in the dorm, you don't need homeowners
Sure,
insurance.
sure.
But when you get out into a little rental situation, and I thought about those people in the tornado because I thought, a lot of those people were renting homes, and whether or not they had renter's insurance, I don't personally know, but that would have been a wonderful thing for them to have.
A lot of folks that were homeowners didn't have homeowners insurance.
True. Very true.
Oh, Byron.
It's not required by law. Auto insurance is required by law. Your banks, if you have a mortgage, will require, homeowners. But if you've inherited a house and your family owned it, no one's going to be there to say, hey, did you get insurance? Or maybe you've already paid for the house. I had a client yesterday that I wrote a policy for that paid for his house in cash. Now, he has homeowners. I gave him homeowners insurance, but he didn't have to. So
that is true.
a lot
Someone
of
brought
folks
that up
lost
to
what they
me.
had.
If your home is being financed, then the bank insists that you
That's right.
have insurance on it. But once that's paid off,
No one's there to remind you.
all right, so let's encourage them, Byron. What would you say to these people that need to get this homeowner's insurance?
Call me today.
And they can reach you at, what is your phone number, Byron?
478-3872 is our phone number, and you can find us on the internet, the web, www.landmarkibforinsurance.com, landmarkib.com.
And it's, how many people do y'all have over there at your office?
We have 4 people in our office today.
Very good.
Because you never know.
No.
Who knew April 27th?
Oh, absolutely. It's not something that was totally forecast until like an hour ahead of time,
And
saying
like
take
Robert
cover.
from VEC said, wave after wave, totally unpredicted. Thank goodness many people were covered. We wish more people had been covered. They can get that today.
Call me.
Call Byron at Landmark, because he is also, they are also one of our sponsors of this show, and we're so glad to have you all doing that.
Right.
And they see you and some of the little segments that come on. And so we really thank you for coming on today, Byron. I
Thanks for
really
having
do.
me.
I told Wes, I didn't know which one of you was coming on. I told Wes, I said, if it's you, if it's Wes, somebody's going to have to tell me what to ask about finance. But, insurance, those little tag-ons and that homeowners and the renters, I was curious about. So, see, you were on today, and that made it easy for me.
Curiosity cured.
Absolutely, and thank you so much. So, folks, for your insurance and financial needs, go see Landmark. Byron will be glad to write you a renter's policy, homeowner's policy, any other kind of policy like that you
Any
need.
kind of policy.
And we thank you, Byron, for being on with us today. We're going to take a real quick commercial break, and you can probably see Landmark's commercial right here as we take this break, and then we'll be right back.
Don't go away.
I'm Byron Winters with Landmark Insurance Brokerage. Contact me for all of your business insurance needs. From general liability to workers' comp, commercial auto, and business umbrellas, Landmark Insurance has you covered.
I'm Dr. James Markham, host of the television program Heart of Health, seen right here on WTNB television. Thursday at 7 o'clock, Friday at 8 a.m., or Sunday at 3:30 p.m.
Volunteer Ridipest LLC has been serving Cleveland and the surrounding areas for over 40 years. Their qualified, experienced technicians are trained in all the latest techniques to keep your home pest-free. Volunteer Ridipest LLC offers Mosquito Guard, which keeps mosquitoes out of your yard and out of your life. Their monthly and quarterly treatments are backed by their 100% money-back guarantee. For all your pest removal needs, call Volunteer Ridipest LLC today at 423-472-7736.
Hello, I'm Pastor Greg Casto of the United Christian Church here at 2200 Peerless Road, Cleveland, Tennessee. I want you to make plans right now to be here at our Holy Ghost Camp Meeting 2011 with signs, wonders, and miracles. Why don't you go to our website right now and get all the information, or call the number on the screen, because you're not going to want to miss these day service, evening service, great speakers, choirs, singers, such great talent. You're going to want to be here in Cleveland, Tennessee.
Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland, is your #1 Dodge, Chrysler, and Jeep dealer in this area. Stop by and see the brand new 2011 Chrysler 200. The 200 is essentially a new nameplate with a significant facelift to the outgoing 2010 Chrysler Sebring. A beautiful vehicle at an unbeatable price. And while you're there, check out the all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee and the newly designed Dodge Durango. Redesigned, revamped, and reinvigorated. Yes, the Dodge Dodge Durango is back, bigger and better than ever. Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep offers a complete parts and service department with qualified service technicians to fix and repair your vehicle. So for your next brand new or pre-owned vehicle, make it Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland.
We are back, and we have a few more minutes. Byron is still sitting here with us, which is wonderful. I did want Kevin to tell me a little bit about Mayor Tom Rowland has been appointed again and
TASSER.
elected again. Tell me a little bit about what TASSER is.
He is serving on the TASSER board. This will be, he's beginning his 17th year, which is really a landmark. And we are very proud of Mayor Tom. I call him Mayor Perfect. And he's not only serving, beginning his 17th year, but has just been re-elected vice chairman. It's a very important board that makes a lot of important decisions, a lot of oversight decisions in Nashville. And it is comprised mainly of legislators. He was appointed first by Governor Sundquist. And,
that has been a while ago.
And then reappointed through the lieutenant governor, speaker, and then now reappointed this term by Governor Haslam, and we're so proud. He represents Cleveland so well.
He does.
I don't think people realize the respect that people have, not just statewide for Tom Rowland, but for nationwide. Wherever I go, Washington, of course, I'm in Nashville often, people say, "Tell Tom Rowland I said hello."
Isn't that amazing?
Really is.
And I did realize that the reason he can't be chairman of this is because a legislative member has to be chairman of this committee.
Correct.
And then, so that's why Tom is the vice chair, co-chair, or whatever. So actually, that is the highest civilian.
He is maxed out.
He is. He can't go any higher as a civilian. And so that is wonderful. He does represent us well. We're very, very pleased to have Mayor Tom as our mayor. And I'm hoping to have him on one day.
To talk about the nickname contest.
Well, you know,
Did you submit your nickname?
No, because I have so many that I've thought of, and I think.
I love it.
Byron, have you thought of a good nickname for the city yet?
I was coming to you.
Oh, were you now?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm not going to share all of mine, but I think this is the neatest idea for us to have
I think
a
it's a great-
nickname for the city. And I've heard people go from one extreme to from the religious extreme to the industrial extreme and everything in between. And I know Max Morris was on here with me last week and said the singing city.
I heard him announce that July
And
4th.
so, you know,
Singing
here,
city.
and we do a lot of that. We do a lot of singing in Cleveland. Sometimes, I'm from a family of, my dad was one of 11 children, and they all think they can sing.
Oh, I understand.
And so when everybody got together, they would sing whether, you know, they could or
I
not.
understand.
So,
I
so it's
understand.
one of those situations. But Kevin, thank you so much for being with me
Nancy,
today. I know you're a busy, busy guy.
But
I know you
it's
are.
thrilling to be here.
And
Thanks for inviting me.
you have been a joy today.
And you're so much easier to look at than Dan this early in the morning. Can I just tell you?
And thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. And the Starbucks, you know, this was a landmark
Look at that.
for me because I
Look
had
at
never
that.
had
Another segue.
I had never had Starbucks before.
Sorry, Flavius.
And I know it, you spoil me now. And so I now know exactly what I need to do going through there and get the grande. And Byron, who is one of our sponsors, we're glad to have you back on with us today. We never know who's coming from Landmark, but you all are so versatile over there. You do so many things. And so we're thrilled to have you on with us today. So this has been a really fun show for us. I hope you all have enjoyed it. I don't know, Kevin and I have
We've had a ball.
We've had a really good time and a lot of comments off stage that with the voices from the mountains calling us and telling us that the microphones were up. So that's one of the nice benefits of live TV. You just never know what's going to happen.
And you can watch it again at noon.
Absolutely, noon today. And folks, this has been wonderful, and we say to you bye-bye and hope you'll watch tomorrow.